I could talk for a long time about Japanese food. Oh, I love Japanese food. One of my favorite dishes, it's hard to pick just one. So a few of my favorite dishes are like, so oyakodon is really good. It's this dish made with egg and chicken. The name literally means parent-child bowl, which that's kind of funny, but it's really good. It's made with soy sauce, and the chicken and egg are cooked, and you serve it on rice. It's very good. Japanese sushi is phenomenal. They're called kaiten sushi places, or like conveyor belt sushi, and so basically you're sitting at a booth and there are conveyor belts that go around with plates of sushi on them. You can also, there's a little screen where you can order specific things that you want, but if you want, you can just take things off the conveyor belt, and you pay at the end by how many plates you have. And some of the plates are different colors, so you can tell that they're different prices and that sort of thing, but Japanese sushi's way good. In America, when we think sushi, we typically think like rolls, like little bits of fish in a tube of rice with seaweed. But most sushi in Japan, like they do that in Japan too, but most sushi is not rolls. It is like bits of like little piles. It's rice with a cut of fish on top of it. My favorite sushi is eel, or anago, unagi. It's way good. It's kind of a sweeter meat, and they have like I don't want to say sweet, but a sweeter sauce that goes on top of it. Super good. Oh. Or, yeah, like they do tempura as well, so you could get like fried crab as nigiri as well. Like fried crab on top of a bit of rice, and it's so good. They also have this pickled ginger. It's meant to be a palate cleanser, but that stuff is super good too. I mean, I'm really partial to ginger. I love ginger, but it's so good. One of my favorite things too, there was this member in this area who would catch his own fish and like cut it up and give it to us as sushi. He would invite us over to his house and have us eat sushi with him and his family, and that was so good. Other food, there's also, Japanese ramen is super good. You haven't truly lived until you've had Japanese ramen. My favorite, there's also this dish called tsukemen. It's like ramen, except instead of the noodles being in the soup already, the noodles and the soup are separate, and so you have to dip the noodles into the soup and then eat it. So usually the soup is a little bit sweeter or more flavorful, and it's so good. I love sesame ramen, or also miso. It's so good. And gyoza. Gyoza are dumplings that are eaten. They're probably eaten most often with ramen, but they're so good. There are lots of foods. Trying to think what else. Japanese curry is way good. Japanese curry is eaten really commonly. I've heard it compared to like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in America. It's just eaten a lot, and kids like it. But it's way good. It's hard to describe. You just have to try it. Super, super good. 10 out of 10 would recommend Japanese curry. So there's this food called natto that most Japanese people like. And most foreigners don't like natto, so it's kind of a fun, not prank, it's a fun thing for Japanese people to give natto to, new missionaries in their first transfer or so, and just see how they react. But natto's not that bad. I liked it. I didn't like it my first time, but I came to appreciate it. And by the end of my mission, I ate it a couple times a week for breakfast, as part of breakfast. What natto is, it is fermented soybeans in like this really stringy sauce thing. You add mustard and soy sauce, and it's not bad. It's not bad. Most people, a lot of missionaries don't like it, but Japanese people will think you're awesome if you can eat it. There are lots of Japanese fruits that are really good too. One of the big ones that's kind of unique to Japan is nashi. It's an Asian pear. It's a pear, but oh man, in the summer it is super good. Very delicious. As far as texture, it's probably more like an apple than what we usually think of as a pear, but the flavor is very good. It's a little, it's hard to describe. I think it's a little bit sweeter than like Bartlett pears, but oh, so good. So good. There's also this fruit called kaki, persimmons, and those are super good. They taste kind of cinnamony, and oh, no, those are way good. There's this Chinese dish called mabo tofu, but it's really common in Japan as well. Basically what it is, it's tofu and like ground beef and maybe some vegetables in this kind of spicy sauce. And so you eat it with rice, but oh, it's so good. So it's also really common. There's basically the Japanese equivalent of McDonald's in terms of like, really popular fast food that's Japanese. There's this place called Sukiya that does gyudon, which is basically just, really thinly cut beef and vegetables on a bowl of rice. And oh, it is so good. There's also yakiniku. Yakiniku is way good. So basically, you're at a table with a grill in the middle, and they bring you plates of raw meat. And so you get to cook your own meat, and there are a bunch of sauces that you can use. And oh, that's way good. You get to cook it as much as you want. So okonomiyaki is way good. It's basically a pancake, sort of, with whatever you want in it. The word okonomiyaki means, like, basically whatever you want cooked. And so more or less it's a cabbage pancake, and people put like bits of fish, bacon, eggs, cabbage, other vegetables, all kinds of stuff. There are street vendors who sell yakitori, or like chicken kebabs on a stick. Those are so good. In my first area in Yachiyo, there was this yakitori stand right next to the train station, and we'd go there occasionally and talk to the old man. But he had so much good stuff. Like there was chicken, there were these weird meatballs. I'm not really sure what they were made of, but they were so good. Or he had lots of weird things too, like chicken feet or like skin. I don't know. It was weird. There was some weird stuff too, but yakitori was so good. There's also sukiyaki, which is like a big pot with a bunch of different kinds of stuff inside, like meat and vegetables, mushrooms, that sort of stuff. It's way good. Or shabu shabu is really good too. It's kind of like yakiniku, except you've got a big pot of like boiling broth, and they give you really thinly cut meat, and so basically you take the raw meat and wave it around in the boiling broth until it's cooked, and then eat it. There are also lots of really good breads in Japan. They have so many good bakeries. There's some of the best breads that they have are like melon pan or melon bread. They call it that because it looks like a melon sort of, but it's basically a sweet bread with this sugary coating on top. Oh, so good. Or they have lots of cream-filled breads. They have this thing called anpan. An is like this sweet red bean paste that they put in stuff. So lots of, I don't know, some people don't like anpan or an, but I really liked it. My trainer loved it, and so I think my first day in the field with him, we went to 7-Eleven and he got me some, and it was good. Oh, they also have like these egg pancake things. I'm not really sure I don't remember what they're called. But they sell those. It's basically just a really fluffy piece of bread. It's egg-based, but it's so good. So there are lots of really good drinks in Japan as well. So you'll probably be introduced to Calpis. It's spelled Calpis. So in English, they changed the name to Calpico, so it doesn't sound like Calpis, which can sound bad. But so Calpis is a really good drink. Or there's like Pocari Sweat or Aquarius. Those last two are sports drinks, sort of. They've got like, they're meant to help people not get dehydrated so easily and to replenish like necessary nutrients and electrolytes from sweat. So those are way good in the summer. Lots of people really like melon-flavored soda, and it's pretty nice, but it's green, so that might be a little bit off-putting. A really good drink in the summer that I liked was mugicha, or like barley tea. Super good. It kind of takes some getting used to. It is very different. I've heard it compared to like the taste of dirt or like used cigarettes, but I like it. The first time I had it was kind of weird, but I really like it. Came to love it. There's also Mitsuya Saida. That's a soda. Japan has the best food. Seriously, so good. Pro tip, in the summer, it gets really hot, and a cold slice of watermelon in the fridge, oh, there's nothing better.